in which they will be speaking. So, Filip Perkon, Russian Film Week founder and general producer. Filip, say hello. Andrew Jack, writer and journalist. He is the head of our jury, and I think we're still waiting for him to arrive.
Traffic.
Yes, traffic, terrible. Dima Bilan, she represents Cultural Solidarity Media. She's an actress and a filmmaker. Dima Bilan, singer and the star of our premiere movie Heritage of Love. We're still waiting for him to finish his interviews. Vadim Lobov, director of the Synergy University, our partner, the Russian Film Week partner in this project. David Kelly, producer. Yes, thank you very much, David. Recently he co-produced Two Women, and he will tell us more about co-production and the perils and advantages of that. And Dina Korzen, she represents a brilliant actress. She represents the Gift of Life charity, the sister charity of LadyJenevia, another charity in Russia, and she will tell us more about her work. Thank you very much, Filip.
Right. I'll take my cap off now, so less branding and more talking. Right, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the London press conference of the first Russian Film Week and the Golden Unicorn Awards. May I kindly remind all of our speakers that I'll be presenting that we only have 2 minutes per person to speak our minds, because we have a red carpet event at 6:30. So, again, I am Filip Perkon, the founder and general producer of this wonderful event. So, many of you are probably thinking how we started this. We started out in March when the Russian ambassador and the British Council came along and offered, well, had an idea of doing screenings here in London of Russian films. And as I was very active in the Russian sphere before, and I did a lot of various events. Oh, somebody's coming in. Dima? Why don't you come up? Hi.
Oh yeah, hello.
Excellent.
Hi.
Sweet. So, coming back to the idea. So we thought that it would be a great idea during the Russian Year of Cinema and the UK-Russia Year of Literature and Language to organize a series of screenings of Russian films. I gladly accepted the idea. I love film. I love Russian culture. I haven't lived in Russia myself. My parents are Russian. I grew up in Sweden and London. So I thought, why not? Why don't we do it? So I went away and I assembled a team of enthusiasts, volunteers, none of us are paid, who've done events in the past and have done a lot of very interesting cultural work. And we started putting together a patron board that was joined by the likes of Alexei Chitil and Valery Todorovsky and Eduard Pushkin, who's head of LED Film there at the back, and formed a very esteemed panel. And then we started reaching out to collect films and get submissions and applications and we were overwhelmed by the interest of Russian studios wanting to show films abroad. We reviewed more than 200 films with our nomination committee. And at that point, we started to think that how do we recognize all of these brilliant filmmakers that make films not only in Russia, but also about Russia from abroad. So people like Johnny O'Reilly from Ireland, producers from the BBC, from Channel 4, who do a lot of great work. So we founded the Golden Unicorn Awards, and a lot of people have been asking me, why the Golden Unicorn? Well, Golden Unicorn is a mythical creature that appears to the select few that deserve it. And so it's a brilliant way for a award. And also, it's been the symbol of both the UK and the Russian Empire. The Russian Empire during Ivan the Terrible, his official stamp was a unicorn. And here we all know the British coat of arms is the lion and the unicorn. So it all fits in our cross-cultural mission of bridging gaps between Europe, between the UK and Russia on the cultural front. Now, coming back to our jury that we've just been joined by Andrew Jack, and then Dina is part of the jury as well. The jury is very, very international. Everybody from the jury, I believe, lives in this country. We have 9 people. So the Golden Unicorn is very much a competition and an award of recognizing Russian-themed films that are both from Russia and from abroad, but from an international perspective, by an international jury, which is rather unique. Now, I would like to give the word to Andrew Jack, who has been head of our jury. He will also be announcing just today, will come in all the nominations, not the winners, but the nominations of the Golden Unicorn Award, and give his comments.
Thanks very much, and good evening, everybody. I don't know whether I'm part of the select few or I'm Ivan the Terrible, but we're certainly not mythical. It's been some tough but really enjoyable work for the jury. It's not yet quite over, but we've been intensively watching over the past couple of weeks the films that you can hopefully enjoy and others over the next few days. But it's been very, very, very rewarding, and I think all credit to Filip and others for pulling together this annual festival and giving it a new sort of burst of life and a new attention. And I think the idea of bringing together a sort of international jury and people from outside, perhaps some of the traditional juries and prizes that assess films is really important. And I also think it's really valuable to kind of showcase the best of cultural production, both in terms of drama and indeed documentary from within Russia and also from outside, but with a view on Russia. So it's been a great range of films to go through, and you will all learn the outcomes of these awards over this weekend at our gala dinner. But I'll just briefly run through, if you like, run through the full list of nominations as well, or simply the award titles.
Well, up to you.
Okay. Well,
the nominations for the best film in the main category.
Yes.
Great.
So, I mean, we've got categories for the best film, the best actor, the best actress, the best screenplay, the best foreign film set in Russia, the best documentary, the best short film, the best animation, and best emerging talent, and maybe even a little surprise award beyond that we'll learn about over the weekend. I will just highlight perhaps, because they're relevant also of course to the programme in the coming days. So the best films are The Student, with nominations, The Green Carriage, Two Women, The Good Boy, and About Love. And perhaps I'll just mention the best actor categories as well. So we have Ralph Fiennes for Two Women, Piotr Skvortsov for The Student, Andrei Mazdiklin for The Green Carriage, Dima Bilan for Heritage of Love, Pyotr Fyodorov for Icebreaker, Alexei Sorodyakov for Moscow Never Sleeps, and Yuri Stolyanov for Moscow Never Sleeps.
I think best actress would be great.
And the best actress is then Yeva Andreevita for Good Boy, Lyuba Vaksionova for Moscow Never Sleeps, Elizaveta Boyaskaya for The Contribution, Relata Litvinova for About Love, and Anna Levanova for Two Women.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Right, coming back to our premiere night that will start in just an hour, we have the brilliant film of The Heritage of Love, and we're very happy to be joined by the lead actor and also the director there at the back. A brilliant film that was sold out within 20 hours of us putting it on the website, our most popular film so far. And I'd like to give the next word to Dolia Gavansky from the Cultural Solidarity Media, that have been our partners in this premiere and have done a lot to put this on today, and she will tell you a bit more about that now. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think basically what we share with this festival is this urge or need to build bridges between cultures, and one of the main things for us in supporting the Heritage of Love was sort of a part of a bigger project, a cultural project called reconciliation, which sort of seeks to bring understanding between different points of views, ideologies, and maybe look back into history. So we had a great time with the Heritage of Love so far. We opened it at the Cannes Film Festival, that's where we launched it, and Dima was there too. And what was wonderful to discover that he has huge fans all over Europe. I mean, like the Swedish press was mad about interviewing him, or the Serbian and so on. So it was really good. And then we've also had quite a few festivals, and we opened the Ischia Film Festival in Italy, which also in some ways is focused on promoting cultural differences and through that also bringing understanding between cultures. And yes, we are delighted to be opening the festival tonight. We are very much interested in launching and exploring the international market for Russian films and Eastern European films, and we are based in London. That's it. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. We also have the star of the show, Dima Bilan. And yeah, a few words from you.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So, guys, I'm very happy to see you. Can I speak on the Russian language? Because for me, very important details. And I have translator. If it's possible, can we speak with him? Okay. Ну, для меня это исторический момент абсолютно. Потому что в качестве, скажем, актера я в Британии первый раз. Я огромное количество времени проводил здесь, в этом потрясающем городе. Жил и учил язык 1,5 месяца в отеле Дочестер. Как видите, результат налицо. Как видите, результат налицо. Да. Вот. About movie. Вы знаете, для меня это история на самом деле семьи. И первый раз, когда мы встретились с режиссером и с продюсером этого фильма, Юрием Васильевым и Натальей Дорошкевич,
For me, the story of the movie is really special because the first time when I met with the director Yuri Vasilyev and Natalia Doрошkevich,
я понимал, куда я шагаю, потому что, общаясь на тему времени до начала позапрошлого века со своими родственниками,
I understood that I'm stepping in along with the time, and when I spoke to my relatives,
которые полностью рассказали мне историю моего прадеда, который был в сотне Николая II, и эта история буквально про мою семью.
And I had a grandfather who served as a white officer during the times of the revolution. I realized the film is literally about me.
Есть все подтверждающие документы, есть письма, есть подарки, есть сундук. И мой прадед буквально, скажем, не дослужил 1 год до дворянства.
We have presents, we have documents, we have literally everything that proves that my great-grandfather was part of the army, white army.
Поэтому помимо просто актерского опыта, который в моей жизни был достаточно собирательным,
So besides my experience as an actor, I've had this sort of background to fit into that as well.
Очень для меня был важный и волнительный процесс.
So it was a very special process for me overall.
И вот мы здесь на этой неделе, замечательной неделе, которой мне очень хочется пожелать долголетия и большого покрытия информационного.
So here we are during this week, and I hope this week the Russian Film Week Festival carries on for numerous years.
Потому что то, чем мы здесь с вами занимаемся, мне кажется, это очень важно. И об этом как раз и рассказывается в фильме, что несмотря на все геополитические воззрения, мотивы, настроения, есть действительно то, во что я верю, действительно любовь, Любовь, доверие — это просто чувство к людям, которые рядом с нами находятся, живут на этой земле, в конце концов.
So it fits with the film as well, what we do here, because it's all about love at the end of the day, besides all the political tensions and everything, we want to pass our love.
И я, конечно же, невероятно счастлив и рад, что у меня есть такая возможность с этим замечательным фильмом, с замечательным режиссером, замечательной командой людей, которым не безразлично искусство, творчество и не безразличен контакт с людьми, общение.
And I'm really happy to be here with all of these people, with the team, with the director, with everyone, and to make this contact and to meet everyone.
Thank you very much, my pleasure, and I wish you good time today and this week. Thank you.
Also, I just want to add one sentence. The film is going to be released in the cinemas in the UK next week. So
We're also trying to organize a special screening because we have just been overwhelmed with interest for the press and members of the media, maybe the day after tomorrow. So we hope we can do that. Now, moving on, Dima, thank you very much. I want to give the word to you, a person that has been supporting a lot of my ventures, and a person that runs a Synergy University, a very progressive international university that does a lot of different endeavors all around the world. And it's Vadim Lovov, who's the head of that university as the CEO. A few words from you, who've been supporting us as a general partner.
Of course. Thank you very much, Filip. Thank you very much, dear colleagues. For me, also like for the Dima, it's very important detail. It's just the one reason why I speak Russian. Ну, первое, что хотелось бы сказать, конечно, почему мы поддерживаем, почему Синергия поддерживает неделю Пелевина, потому что сегодня в России выходит очень много интересных, очень ярких фильмов с очень интересными авторами.
The reason why we're supporting this film festival, I'm very happy to be here, but the reason why we're supporting this film festival is because the films here, they are really special to our culture.
Но в силу разных обстоятельств не все эти фильмов, они попадают к зарубежным зрителям.
And although not all the films kind of fit with the Western audience.
И, конечно, вот такое событие, как неделя кино, это хорошая возможность представить нашу страну, нашу культуру, наших людей немножко в другой плоскости, с немножко более позитивной точки зрения.
And events like the Russian Film Week Festival are really relevant to represent Russia and to represent the Russian culture among all this political tension.
Что я считаю особенно актуально сегодня в рамках таких очень непростых отношений, и вот мне кажется, что взгляд через кино – это хорошая попытка через такие вот ценности, через культуру выстроить диалог между нашими странами.
And through the medium of film, we can build a real dialogue with the Russian culture and with the people of our country.
Также для меня очень важно, что здесь, в Лондоне, живет несколько сот наших соотечественников, русских граждан, которые в свое время эмигрировали, и у них есть некий стереотип о нашей стране. Он немножко другой, чем то, что на самом деле сейчас представляет Россия.
And also, my concern goes to the people of the immigrants from Russia who live here for a very long time and have sort of abandoned the culture, and they look differently at Russia as it is actually is.
Да, но в то же самое время мы все часть единого мира, и для нас очень важно, чтобы этой связи они сохранялись.
And for us, it's very important to carry on communicating and to build our relationship.
Да, я уверен, что данная неделя она станет традиционным событием для Лондона, и каждый год она будет набирать обороты, и все больше и больше людей смогут снять прекрасные русские фильмы.
I believe that the Russian Film Week will carry on over numerous years, and we'll have more and more people joining us and getting this goal.
Спасибо.
Thank you.
Vadim, thank you very much. Tomorrow we have a big event called the Co-Production Day with our guest filmmakers from Russia and their British counterparts. The interest is very strong, there's a lot of people coming along, and we're all going to be discussing co-production and collaboration between countries. And David Kelly here has great experience in co-production in his latest project, Two Women with Ray Fiennes, is in our program. So David, over to you.
Yes, good evening everyone. Firstly, as a native of the city, I would like to warmly welcome you and this festival. I think it's a great initiative. Next year, I look forward to seeing the Mayor of London here and the Ministry of Culture. This is a very, very important event in my view. So I must also thank you for inviting our film, which it was an honour to be involved with. I will speak more tomorrow about some of the wonderful ups and downs, but completely positive experience about it. But generally, it was initially driven, I think, by a curiosity, a sort of eagerness to have a cultural exchange. I came across, very briefly, the script in Cannes, one of these co-production events, that was presented to me by Natalia from Porosho Productions. And they had written a very, very interesting adaptation of Turgenev's play, which was originally called Two Women, which here in the UK was, as you know, called The Month in the Country. And they had an ambition to attach a very top UK artist. I became interested in it because I knew the play was very, very popular on the curriculum. It had been put on by the National Theatre. So I sort of sensed that Russian language, period film, it could be a ready-built audience here. So we went on for a little while, and then they, to their great credit, they secured Ray Fiennes. And we then sort of were able to sort of work together and build a co-production, co-financing structure between Russia, France, UK, and Latvia. So this was a genuine sort of tri-party partnership. Ray Fiennes went to extraordinary lengths to learn about the Russian language, the actual sort of movements of the actors. He spent 4 or 5 months in Russia. But as you know, probably some of you already know that he was in the film Anigan. The experience was very enriching because for us it was an exchange of contacts, knowledge and skills. So I understand a little bit better how the funding systems work in Russia. And for the producer, they understand more about the funding mechanisms here, but they also understand about the strengths and some of the weaknesses. So they hopefully will use it to platform and launch other international films. It was such a good experience. We're now looking to develop a large international TV series. And it's my firm belief, I think, that it's possible to make drama as good as the Netflix current majestic series about the Crown, about the Romanovs. So we're looking into this. So overall, it was nothing but positive for us, and it is a great honour to be invited to this festival.
David, thank you very much. Two Women is already sold out a long time ago. The interest is great, and we'll see you tomorrow at Co-Production Day.
Good.
Moving on now, as we've stressed many times, the festival and the Golden Unicorn Awards are all about cross-cultural communication and building bridges. And that is even reflected in our charity partners that we support with this festival. The Gift of Life Foundation here in the UK, which is a sister organization of Podari Жизнь in Russia that has been founded by Chulpan Komatova and Dina Bilan, is here with us today, and I give the word to you.
Good evening, добрый вечер. Я также попрошу поддержки переводчика. I think I'll also need help of translator because I never studied English and it's limited just with a few English and American films that I did participate. Дорогие друзья, наверняка многие из вас слышали о фонде «Подари жизнь», которому в этом году 10 лет.
Dear friends, I think you have heard about
В Лондоне мы присутствуем 5 лет.
We're in London for 5 years.
Мы помогаем детям с онкологическими заболеваниями уже много лет.
We help children with oncological problems for numerous years.
И мы всегда ищем совершенно разные способы, как помочь детям и как помочь благотворителям, помогать врачам спасать детей.
And we look for different ways to help the children and their families and the doctors to save their lives.
И бесконечно благодарны организаторам фестиваля за то, что именно наш фонд будет получать поддержку фестиваля, и 15% с продажи всех билетов пойдут на покупку лекарств для наших подопечных, а также на гала-ужине 3 декабря будет благотворительный аукцион в пользу подопечных фонда «Подари жизнь».
And we're genuinely very grateful to the organizers of the Russian Film Festival. The fact that 50% of the sales goes towards us to buy medicine for those sick children, as well as the gift of, as well as the gala dinner that's happening on the 3rd.
Лечение от онкологических заболеваний – это самая дорогостоящая терапия в мире. Но дети – настоящие герои, и они не боятся сложностей, они не боятся боли, они хотят жить. И поэтому огромное спасибо всем вам за то, что вы рассказываете о нашем фонде, фестивалю за то, что у наших подопечных будет возможность жить и выздоравливать. И замечательно, что культура не только строит мосты между странами, но и творит добро.
We are genuinely would like to say thank you to the organizers of the Russian Film Festival, to all of you present here, for everything. As you know, probably the oncological medication is the most expensive medication out there. And we believe that Russian events like this are not only about building cultural bridges, they are also about helping others and creating good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think we're honored to work with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions, please? Thank you.
Hi. My question is for Dima. How did you approach playing 2 separate characters and keeping them separate but also making them connected? You can answer in Russian. It's fine.
Можешь пояснить, уточнить, чтобы я сейчас полярно не стал уходить? Для всех, пожалуйста.
Как вы поняли, как вы совместили 2 разных героя в фильме в одном?
Хочу сказать, что есть у меня такая черта стремиться к правде. И, скажем так, погружение мое в эту роль было не таким уж и простым. Если, говоря киношным языком, сделать монтаж между тем, как я начал репетировать свою роль вместе с Юрием Васильевым в театре сатиры, и последним съемочным днем, то это 2 разных человека. Я приобрел, скажем, ценнейший опыт, на мой взгляд. Погружение в этого человека, причем мне всегда казалось, что я его знаю. Часто спрашивают, конечно же, меня, насколько ты в этом фильме. Ну так вот, я, конечно, стремлюсь к идеалу. Мне очень далеко пока, но мне даже это нравится, потому что есть с чем бороться. Ну и, конечно, все-таки есть такая черта, знаете, после, например, определенной одной роли о человеке начинают думать именно в этом ключе, в ключе, скажем, моего персонажа в данном случае, абсолютно преданный, доблестный, честный человек, аналога которому сегодня нет.
My character is very noble, very honest, very open, which a guy who doesn't really exist in society today.
Мне бы хотелось, конечно, ему соответствовать, но я стремлюсь к этому.
I would like
Отвечу
to
так
be like
на
him, but
вопрос.
I'm still reaching this idea.
Спасибо.
Thank you. We have another question? Gentleman over there, you... Yes, thank you.
Мой вопрос к Диме Билану, агентство ТАСС. Дима, это ваш первый актерский опыт в полнометражном фильме. И что для вас было самым сложным на съемках?
Мы все понимаем, что синергия произойти популярной музыки и художественного кино может, но претерпевая какие-то сложности. Я понимал, что я вышагиваю из своей плоскости, в плоскости, скажем, художественно настроенных людей, занимающихся фильмом, кино уже не первый год, театрами, да. Я понимал, что ко мне будет, наверное, пристальное внимание, и поэтому мое расписание было чуть обширнее, чем, наверное, у тех актеров, которые приехали сниматься в этом замечательном фильме. И, скажем, так, конечно, мне приходилось приезжать на съемочную площадку раньше, стараться делать так, чтобы на площадке не звучала такая фраза, что мы ждем актера Диму Билана, а на площадке его нету. Я был всегда раньше. Я понимал, с чем я имею дело, что мне нужно преодолеть в себе. Это стереотипы, да? Мир им полон, и это даже интересно. Интересно, скажем так, бороться с этим общественным мнением. Наверное, вот основная сложность была почувствовать себя своим в атмосфере, в которой все друг друга знают. Часто задают вопрос: Дима, скажите, пожалуйста, насколько отличается популярная музыка из занятий ею от, скажем, процесса киношного? Могу сказать, что нет плохой профессии, нет профессии, скажем, легкомысленной. Мы просто ее в какой-то степени, может быть, даже дискредитируем сами. Потому что я считаю, что артист, например, даже в стране России, это больше, чем артист. Это человек, который занимается сразу всем. Вот. Поэтому мне крайне было важно вышагнуть, скажем, из своей плоскости и дотянуться до важного. Еще раз подчеркну, что в эту историю меня провожала вся семья, потому что, можно сказать, я был рупором своей родословной. Я сегодня очень много разговаривал с прессой и очень много рассказывал, голос мой сел уже, к вечеру он восстановится, я надеюсь. Вот. Но на эту тему я очень много говорил. Я не хочу заставлять ждать очень долго. Вот. Спасибо большое за внимание. Я думаю, достаточно развернуто ответил.
I'm afraid we won't be able to translate this wonderful speech, but hopefully maybe some of your friends, Russian friends, will do it for you. Any more questions, please?
My question is to Mr. Andrew Jack, please. So, how did your interest in Russian culture start? Because you spent a lot of time in Russia, didn't you? And what do you find in Russian cinema so far to be distinctive from any other cinema of other cultures? Thank you.
Oh, I mean, well, I first became interested in Russia when I studied Russian at school, and incidentally, particularly when going to Moscow in the late 90s, and I travelled there many times, but I lived there for more than 6 years. Actually, one of the ways I most enjoyed learning Russian was actually through watching Russian cinema. You know, a wonderful applied way to understand the language and the idiom and see it see it in practice. What's distinctive about Russian cinema, I mean, I think, of course, it's incredibly varied, so it's very difficult to generalize, but of course there is this, there's the theatrical tradition, there's incredible creativity. I think, for example, if you look at animation, perhaps a little bit less today, there was a very specific stylistic approach, which I loved. It was very distinctive from the Hollywood or the Western version, for example. I think the artistic inspiration of some of the films, such as Two Women in this case, of course, they come from a very rich literary tradition. In terms of some of the themes that emerged from, this current crop of films, very varied. But I mean, I think the element of humour, that you saw already in the Soviet period in some wonderful films, Sluzhebny Roman and films like that, I think still remains very important and inspirational today. I think in this batch of films, there are certain common and interesting and contemporary themes, conspicuous consumption, nightlife, alcohol, corruption, drugs are all quite recurrent. But one really interesting binding theme across a lot of them, I think, is love, actually, and reflections of love and relationships in different ways. And I think there are some quite distinctive perspectives and really interesting different takes on that, which I really enjoyed over the last, watching these few films in the last few days.
I would like to thank our speakers tonight. Thank you so much. We need to finish our press conference. I'd like to remind everyone that, unfortunately, as you know, our film tonight premiere is sold out, but we're doing our best to organize a screening for you journalists, for the press. We will notify you if this comes to life on our website. And I also must remind you that there is a little button called Press, where you can find our press release, our rules and regulations, some information about our speakers tonight. Everything is there.
Trailers
Thank
and
you
stills.
very much.